I'm Kenny Denny. I am one of the owners of Hot Rod Specialties here in Indianapolis, Indiana. We do a little bit of everything. We got a full body shop, fabrication, mechanical, got a guy that does trannies, engines, basically every part of restoring a car. The owner of this, he's owned it since 1980 something. Bought it when his son was a little boy. And he's always wanted to restore it, get it all up on the road again, looking good. And he's a police officer. As he was approaching retirement, he kept wanting to get going on it. And he retired last year, year before, and decided, hey, we really got to move on this, let's get going. So we'd looked at it before, knew it had some sheet metal issues it was gonna need, so we made a plan to bring it in, and we're gonna send it out to get dipped, and then do the sheet metal repair on it. We brought it in and found a lot more rust than we had imagined that we can see. This one is really weird. It's actually rusted in some really weird spots compared to what you normally see. Like normally, like around the wheel tubs, rust pretty good, and there's one of the body mounts that is normally kind of so-so, and like on this one, it's just completely gone already. But then like the trunk, where they're normally rusted, this one isn't hardly at all. And it's just really weird spots like that. So how we normally mount them to go get dipped, we couldn't do, so we had to build this weird cage looking thing around it to help support it. So they're gonna get it, they put it in the tank, and it's usually there for, I wanna say 2 or 3 days in the tank. They pull it out, kind of examine it. If it needs a little more time, it does, but I think it's average couple, 2, 3, maybe 4 days if it's got a lot of paint buildup, things like that on it. This one, I'm guessing, will only be in the tank a couple days. It will get in every nook and cranny there is, and any rust that's there will be gone. Some guys, you can sandblast them. You run into a lot of issues with sandblasting where it will warp the panels and get them all funky looking, and then you can't get it in some areas. It's just, you just can't do it. So that acid, man, it gets in there, eats, destroys everything that's in there. Any seam sealer that's left, anything that's there, it'd be bare, fresh, new metal pretty much, and the rust will just be gone. Well, we got the Impala back from the dipper. We're getting ready to do some stuff to it. Gonna add some bracing and get started on sheet metal. Some areas are worse than we thought. Some aren't quite as bad as we thought they were gonna be, but overall, it's a little rough. Needs some help in some areas. So we'll probably end up doing, we'll cut out this middle brace and just leave this outer for now. We'll clean it all, scuff it up, get it shot in epoxy primer where we know that it's good and it's not gonna get cut and welded on or anything. Then we'll come in, we've got a whole one-piece floor to go back in it, so we'll cut out all this floor, get the new one kind of in there, tacked in place somewhat, and bring the frame back, new body bushings and everything, kind of set it in place on there, check fitment, check against all our measurements and everything, make sure the floor is exactly where it needs to be. And at that point, we'll start welding the floor in, get it all welded in, do the trunk areas, and then come out. These inner rockers, lower quarters here, they've got an old repair that's just not the correct way to repair it. So we'll cut it out, put in new there. One of the trickier parts is gonna be the drip rails here. This one, the other side's not quite as bad, but this one is just shot, basically. So we're kind of still working on a game plan for it. We may end up having to pull off the whole roof skin, get the drip rail off, do new drip rail and everything, clean up anything else in there that needs repaired. Then do the other side, put the roof skin back on, and then we'll move on, test fit the doors and all the body components, make sure it all fits good. At that point, hopefully all the sheet metal work will be done. We'll start moving on to body work, and we may not complete this to body and paint right away. It may be done in stages. So at a minimum, we're gonna finish the bottom of the car. It'll be all done, painted. The frame will be all done, completely rebuilt. It can go back on and then come back in stages, and we can do more body work and paint as we progress along and not have to take it back off the frame to do that stuff.